Ever stop and wonder why we don't really get bored anymore? I mean, truly bored. The kind of boredom where you're just staring at the ceiling, not doing much of anything, just letting your mind wander. It seems like those moments are rare now, because whenever we feel even a hint of boredom creeping in, we reach for our phones. A couple of taps, a quick scroll through Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and boom, cheap dopamine. That quick hit of pleasure, excitement, or even distraction. And it works, right? It feels good in the moment. But afterward, we're still stuck in the same place, feeling like we haven't moved forward in our day, or worse, in our lives. This quick fix has become our go-to for any discomfort, any moment of nothingness, and it's kinda messing with us. I know for me, it's changed how I approach everything. Like, have you ever sat down to work on something? Maybe it's studying, writing, working on a business idea. And 5 minutes in, you feel that itch to check your phone? It's wild how conditioned we are now to avoid discomfort, to avoid being bored. It's this constant need for stimulation that's, ironically, keeping us from really doing anything meaningful. We've got a generation of people, myself included, who are more connected than ever, but also more distracted than ever. Social media and this endless stream of information have made it so hard to sit with ourselves, to sit with the hard work that doesn't give you immediate rewards. And that's a problem, because the really important stuff in life, the stuff that leads to growth, that gets you ahead, usually comes after pushing through the boring, the mundane, the repetitive. Think about it. Studying for hours on end, practicing a skill, building a business, it's all tedious. It's slow. It's not glamorous. But that's exactly why so few people actually excel at these things. They can't push through the boredom. They quit when the work stops being exciting. I've been guilty of this myself. I can't even count how many times I've started something with tons of energy and motivation, only to drop it when the grind set in. And here's the thing. When you always run to distractions, you never learn how to outwork everyone. You don't learn that real success is about staying in that boredom, in that discomfort, and outlasting the people who can't. I remember when I was trying to get through this online course for a skill I wanted to learn. In the beginning, I was all in, super motivated, thought I'd knock it out in a few weeks. But as soon as the lesson started to feel repetitive, or the exercises got tedious, I'd find myself scrolling on my phone, watching random videos. It wasn't even intentional. It was almost automatic, like I was allergic to boredom. And I was frustrated because deep down, I knew that's where the real work was, sitting with the parts that weren't fun, where progress happens inch by inch, not in leaps. But here's the crazy part. That is actually where you can outwork everyone, by being bored. Because most people won't. Most people will check out as soon as things get dull. They'll move on to the next shiny thing. But if you can sit in that discomfort, if you can let yourself be bored, you can get through the stuff that others won't. So, how do you do it? How do you get better at embracing boredom? I started small. First thing I did was change my relationship with my phone. I turned off all non-essential notifications. No buzzing, no tempting pings. I even put a timer on social media apps so that once my time for the day was up, that was it. No more mindless scrolling. It wasn't easy at first. I'd still reach for my phone out of habit, but slowly, it got easier. Another thing that helped was setting really clear, small goals for whatever I was working on. Instead of thinking, I need to study for 4 hours, I'd say, I'm going to focus for 20 minutes and then take a break. That small shift made the work feel less overwhelming, and it allowed me to get comfortable with being in that focused, boring zone. And most importantly, I started reframing boredom. Instead of seeing it as this thing to avoid, I started to look at it as a sign that I was actually working. If I was bored, it meant I was doing something that required real focus and effort. It was a good thing. So that's what I want to leave you with today. The idea that maybe boredom is your friend, maybe it's the thing that's going to set you apart from everyone else. When you feel bored or restless, instead of grabbing your phone or finding a distraction, ask yourself, what if this is exactly where I need to be? What if the boredom is the secret to outworking everyone else?